Hooray! Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome. It is,
December.
oh, yes. Sacred Sounds
December.
of
Can you believe it's December?
I cannot. It's something jolted me last night. I was like in my my table working, doing stuff for today and whatever. And I'm like, it's December. Like I knew it, but it just hit me like, holy Moses, like where did everything go? It's
The
been
year is
flying.
almost over.
Yes. Yes, yes. And I know astrologically, they keep saying because we just moved into Aquarius that time is like it's going to crawl or it's going to be so fast you're not even going to know because we're doing this huge shift, right? Hello, hello, innocent potato. I love that. Good morning. But I think, I'm feeling that majorly. Like, I'm like, where did this day go? Or, oh my God, it's only been 4 minutes. you know?
It's funny because I watch astrology people. I know enough about astrology to be dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, me
um,
too. Me
but
too. I keep studying.
yeah, I keep watching Cosmic Owl. She's really good and detailed and talking about all the planetary influences going on right
Nice.
now. It's crazy
Yeah.
energy out there right now.
Yes. 100%. Like the likes we've never seen before. I feel like that's what, I mean, when you kind of look at it, it's very, and then of course, Dr. Vicky I watch her every morning. She gives us a little update. So
A
I
little
try to
pep
like,
talk every day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A little pep talk.
Hey,
Um,
Caroline. And,
yeah. Oh, hi,
and Alita.
Caroline. Yay. So yeah, but it's been crazy. Like we are heading into a whole new world, that is being attributed to all kinds of things. But if you look astrologically, it's really an intense time, I would say. Um, yeah, but there's some awesome people out there talking astrology.
It
Um,
is potatoes complimenting my haircut. Thank you.
oh
I got it
yeah,
cut just a little over a week ago. My stylist was out on maternity leave. She just had a baby and didn't come back till November. So it's like the end of November. I got my haircut about a week. It's like a week ago. Anyway, I didn't realize how long it was getting till I said, "Okay, cut it back up to my earlobes." I was like, "Wow, she cut a lot off."
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm like, oh my gosh, like and I'm like a super cuts girl, which is really bad, but I'm like, just cut, but I'm amazed like how, like when I've gone in recently, they aren't caring so much. They're pretty down, like they're just like, whatever, sometimes they don't even cut a straight line. Cause I'm just like, straight off the back, 2 or 3 inches, whatever, straighten my bangs and I'll get out and it's like,
That's my problem. It takes me forever every time I move or relocate to
yes,
find a hairstylist that I like because my hair's so fine. If
yep,
they don't cut a clean line, it's real
exactly.
obvious. It hangs jagged. So
Yep.
when I find one, I stick with them. So, my stylist moved away from her salon into her own space that she rents. And she's had 2 babies since I've been
Oh my
going to her.
goodness. Yeah, it's crazy. I actually am lucky. So I took a little, I know you guys, I moved recently in end of July. So I've got a lot going on here. So I took a little job cashiering at Lowe's in the evenings, just a couple nights. It's been fun. The people are so sweet that I work with. But one of the
Oh,
girls is finishing cosmetology school. I'm like, you're my next hair cutter. So we're gonna work that out. So I'm like, oh, finally, no more super cuts. I have a real stylist again because I had my stylist for years and years, and it just got too far to drive.
yeah.
She's pretty far, and I mean, the traffic around here is madness. So it got to be overwhelming.
Oh,
So then
there's
I
Beth.
just go to the corner at the Supercuts, but that hasn't been going well either. The challenges of the day. Okay, so Jen and I were having a discussion last time after we finished um, my gosh, was it November? We didn't do November, did we? We did.
No,
Oh, it was
we did
October. You
November.
were
We
in
missed October because I was
October.
in
You were in
Portland.
Portland. That's right. That's right. That's right. So we were thinking, we do during the winter, December, we're thinking peace. We're thinking, but we always kind of think when you think peace, you think this calm, quiet, wintry peace. But Jen's like, how about some energy? Like, how about a parade of peace? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so good, especially for now
Yeah.
with so much going on. And, so I think we decided, kind of bringing peace and joy, how do we bring peace and joy and kind of, the ways people come together in peace and kind of like just confetti bursting out of a cannon, like that kind of peace, instead
Yeah.
of like, being quiet and sitting in front of the fire kind of peace. So we're like, ooh, let's bring that to light because, we really do need to come together and spend time and kind of foster that sense of belonging and community and so we were just thinking, what are the ways we can do that?
Yeah, because
How
I believe it, parading your piece, it's like show the rest of the world by example, and share your piece.
exact
So parade it, get out there and parade it when everybody else
yes,
is all riled up and crap going on. Parade your
absolutely.
piece. Be
Yes.
be be the piece.
Be the peace. Oh my gosh. It's yes, absolutely. So, I think, every step of the way we can do that, whether you're holding a door for somebody or you're just joyful. Like, all right, so I'll just tell a little, probably too much, but when I was at Lowe's the other night, I usually will work a 6 to 10 because I work a full-time job. So I run the like uh self checkout. So it's like 8 registers or something. And I kind of have to stand back and kind of watch them all at once or whatever. And so they play this like 80s music all the time in Lowe's, or, at least whoever's running the store. I don't know if they pick a track for the day or whatever happens, but I'm like always dancing.
Keep your energy going.
Keep my energy going so I don't fall asleep. And I'm like, and I'm like moving around. And one
keep
of the
keep the
managers,
energy positive in the line as people are waiting.
exactly, exactly. And I'm so like, hi, how's it going? Can I help you? Oh my gosh, these machines are so fussy, like blah, blah, blah. What can I do for you today or whatever? But it's like one of the managers walked by. She's like, you are way too happy. And I was like, you know what? It keeps me going. So,
Yeah, I've
but
worked in retail for over 40 years, and at Christmas they would always throw us out in the stores, to help out
yep.
from the corporate office. And it's like, and I started, working one Christmas in retail when I was in college. So I've worked sales, and um, the quickest way to disarm somebody, when
Yes.
tensions are high at Christmas time and everybody's frantically shopping and people get riled up, the quickest way to disarm them is to stay calm. It's like,
Yes,
well, what
absolutely. And
what
say,
can I do to help you with that?
absolutely. What can I do for you? Like what I see, I see things flashing and the red lights are red. Like, what can I do to help? I know these machines can be annoying, just, I
Yes.
mean, it takes it down, 100 notches and all that. I think to myself, I do social work, I do therapy, all this stuff, but honestly, standing by those lines and just being kind to people is just as useful in this world as, like
For
just
mental
having
health.
somebody say, hey, it's okay. Like a regular person that's having a rough day,
Yeah.
even that has tremendous value, I feel like,
But I think too, like, you have to cultivate peace.
Mhm.
You have to, like, just breathe, like stay
Yes.
calm and breathe. But you have to set an intention for peace. And so you have to watch where you place your focus. If you focus on anger and nasty, gnarly energy, that's what you're going to attract. If you stay focused, even with other crap going on, and learn to set some boundaries, you can attract peace around you. You can attract allies for peace.
Yes. There is such a beautiful, so kind of when I was, did I interrupt you, Jen? Do you want to keep going?
Uh, uh, uh,
Okay. Um, so When I was kind of looking at things and just kind of doing a little study, we do a little study. Canada has this massive Peace Day in June, and they walk Peace Road, and they had like this in 2024, like 300 political, religious, community entities, representatives come together and just they have a huge day. There's music, there's walk, they do a walk. I mean, it's like just tremendous. Like everybody just comes together and says, we're going to be okay with each other. We're going to listen. We're going to belong together as people coming together in peace. No,
Yeah,
no agenda. No.
peace doesn't have to mean quiet. There's peaceful protest, right? Peace, when we talk about parading our peace, we're like, get out in public, do it,
Yes.
do it in public. And we have peaceful protests. Well, what is that? That's walking together your allies that are have the same
Solidarity.
intention, and
Yes.
harmony together. You find people that you harmonize with, if you pay attention. And let go
Yes.
of the ones that you don't. Just let go of them.
Yes. And I think
They can
that's,
find their own tribe.
yeah, really important right now to bring those joyful people that share peace. Like I was thinking, like, how do we do that? We can, singing groups, I know a couple a cappella singing groups. What peace to come together and meld your voice with somebody else. You know what I mean? What a
Yeah.
joyful, wonderful, even a book club or a something that you all enjoy together and really share, a walk even,
And you may
just
have different opinions about the book,
right,
but you get together and share, even though you come from different places.
right.
We all have our own experiences we draw on, but we also learn from each other.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think the other important thing to remember is, you know, to master any craft, it takes time and practice. So whether you're learning to knit and crochet, or learning, how to ride a horse, or whatever it is that, my guitar lessons, it takes time to master a craft. And we may never, like, I will never be a Tommy Emmanuel guitarist. That's not, it's just like, I can, but I can be the best that I can be. I don't have to be some super goat, musician. It takes time to master a craft, and that's the same with peace. It takes time to cultivate that.
Yes.
Um, and I think it's important to remember too, like, we all make errors. If you want to call them errors, they're not errors or mistakes as long as we learn from them, right? So if you feel like you're going down a road and you made a mistake, well, guess what? We can do it again. We can look at it, step back, what I learned from it, and try again.
Yes. Yes. And I was kind of nerding out on this. So I was kind of looking at peace as a concept and just the layers of it. And I came across something really interesting, which was, there's the different types of peace, just kind of wrapping my head around that, which, but you don't really think, I don't really think about it much. So kind of, we have inner peace, which is, our own, kind of self peace, the feeling of self peace. Peace is a feeling, sort of. And then we kind of have structural peace, which is more justice and how we collectively respond to each other. And then kind of peace as an ability to maintain cohesion. And I don't mean to be nerdy, but I'm just kind of breaking it out in my head, to have positive interactions with each other. So are we a cohesive community? Are we a cohesive country? Are we a cohesive world? And then kind of peace as an ongoing process. So, we work towards peace, like, the Middle East, our country, we have plenty of places we're working towards peace. Canada with its day of peace, that's a process. But it's so interesting, like looking at that, we do need to start with ourselves. We need to start with our own peace before we can go into these other steps of community and world and justice system and all these things. We need to know where we're at individually,
Yeah.
and be interested in cultivating peace within ourselves and then with others, you know, and that's
it, to me, it kind of starts with getting in harmony with myself. Like, what are my desires? What are my intentions? Um, you know, to me, like your desires kind of feed the inspiration for intentions you can set. And it's like, okay, I'll never forget back in the 80s. Because Aries, all this energy I had. I was like, oh, patience is hard for an Aries, and I have 4 planets in Aries, so I'm like major Aries. And I asked my guides and angels to help me learn patience. Well, next thing I knew, I kept getting all these problem people around me because they were teaching me patience. I said, okay, I'm done with that lesson.
right.
Come on. Be careful what you ask for, right?
That's enough. Thank you. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I should have said is help me to remain calm when there's trying difficult people around.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that.
But
Awesome.
I don't need you to keep sending them to me to keep teaching me. I'm done with that lesson. They have apparently, because guides and angels, they have a sense of humor. They were waiting for the light bulb to go off. It's like, well, you asked for it. Here you go.
Right. You're gonna get it. Yeah.
You put that intention out in the universe. The universe brought it back. Okay, here's lessons on patience.
Oh my God, innocent potato. I love the drum circle. I used to be part of a drum circle. I do not have one near me now, but what a great way. I mean, the past people in the past, the Celtics, the Native Americans, like they knew you need to constantly cultivate peace and bring that, and drumming circles bring that, like just steadiness and peace. And oh, it is so beautiful. You're so right. Oh yeah.
I think when you get in those moments of peace and calm is when a lot of messages from spirit come through. So, a lot of people, when I do personal readings, are like, how can I learn to hear my guides more? And it's like, shut up, shut up, listen, like take a moment, get quiet. You can't hear if the mouth is going. So
Right.
you have to learn to get quiet and find those moments of peace. And the universe speaks to us all the time. We
Yes.
just miss it. And that's hard in our day-to-day routines. Do I do it all the time? Oh, hell no. We get busy in our day-to-day routines going in 100 different directions. And we have to find those times, to get calm and go within and harmonize with ourselves. And
Yes.
in harmonizing with ourselves, we're also harmonizing with divine order and setting our intentions and what we're attracting in the universe and what we're manifesting. But you have to be the peace you want to see.
Yes.
You want to see world peace, you got to be the peace.
Yep. Yes. And I have actually started, since there is such a chaotic feeling with everything, and we are moving into Aquarius, like the whole world is changing. I mean, we are in a major shift. And I decided, okay, am I going to sit around and complain or this or that? What am I going to do to be a positive force in this? So I have just, groups of friends that whatever, and I've just kind of decided to open up my house to just sound healing sessions. Just come, bring a yoga mat, lay on the floor, and I'll just play, and we'll chill and maybe have a tea or a glass of wine, and everybody goes. It's not a big deal, but to push that energy out there. And I'm doing the same with my crystals. Like I'll set up crystals every day and I'll just play the bowls and just, even by myself, just push that energy into the universe, because we need the steadiness and the peace and the.
That's me when I practice guitar. It's like a form of meditation to me.
Absolutely.
Because I can't think about anything else. I'm too focused on my own technique and what I'm learning.
Yep, 100%.
I was just thinking, it sounded kind of rude me telling somebody I'm doing a personal reading for shut up, but I did it in a funny way. So it was, she understood what I meant. I said, you have to quit talking. You have to shut up. I have to shut up to hear.
Right. We all, yes.
And I also have to have, like if I'm reading for somebody and they're gab, 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 I don't always hear the messages I'm getting for them. I'm like, shh, quiet a minute. Let me hear.
Right. Yep. And I think just, because, the cold, and well, at least where we are, it's cold, and it's, that quiet piece can get a little overwhelming sometimes. I think the joyful, excited energy piece is something to really focus on. Like, what brings that? Are you going to turn on music and dance around your house? Like I do that too.
We have to get out and share things.
We
We're
have
not
to
put
get
in
out
this
and
world
share.
alone, unless you're a hermit in a cave meditating. Come
Right.
on, how many people live
Right.
that lifestyle? Well, no wonder they have peace. They're not interacting with the world. We are put
Exactly.
in this world with billions of other people. Like, we have choices with our allies. I don't waste my energy on negative people. I'm drama queens and stuff. I'm like, bless you on your journey. I don't have to be a part of it.
But I love
It-
the energy of like a peace parade, like, or the events, for us, we're outside Chicago, like the events that happen even around Christmas, all the parades, all the fun stuff. Like, yeah, it can be hokey, but there's positivity there, and inspiration and joy. And, we need that.
Dancing brings joy out in me, and dancing gets me in the moment. Like, so if I'm like in my head and I'm thinking about the future too much or whatever, and I start getting worried or something, I love to do that. I love to play Christmas music year round in the kitchen, but I love to
Yes.
put on something and dance in the kitchen while I'm doing dishes or cooking or
Yep.
whatever.
100%. Yep. We are the same. But you know what? It constantly fosters that joy. It's a great thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
innocent potato. I love David White. He's
I
wonderful.
love
The
David
poet.
White. Oh my
I've,
gosh, I
I've
brought us go ahead.
back, going back to the 80s and 90s, I've seen him speak several times when I was living in New York.
Oh my God,
He's
that's right, you
wonderful.
did. Oh, I have his, I forget, it's like a 2 CD. I know that I'm dating myself with the CDs, but set of him just reading. I think it was something about midlife or something. It was just, oh my goodness. And I have some of his other stuff. He is a gem. I
It's
could have done
wonderful.
that today. I brought us another Mary Oliver poem today, but we should pull some David White too for the future. That's awesome. Yes. Oh my gosh. And cat
What's
time.
his book? Is it
Absolutely.
Many Rivers Flow or something? I think it was one of my favorites of his.
From David White.
Yeah,
Cool. Oh my
I've
gosh.
got I've got a lot of his poetry books, but that one in particular was a favorite.
Yes.
I still haven't. I've been in this house since December 2016, so this is my 8th year. I'm
Wow.
getting ready to start my 8th year in the house. Still haven't unpacked all my books.
I feel
But
better because I have literally like probably waist high stacks of books that I finally got my IKEA Billy bookcases set up in the corner. But it's, oh, the books. I love the books. And all my poetry, I don't even know where it is. I realized last night I was reading some other poetry, and I'm like, just online you can find so much stuff now, but I'm like, where are my poetry books? I don't even know. I had like, 2 shelves of I love poetry, just heals my heart.
I also love Paulo Coelho. I was showing
Oh,
this
yes.
to Gail before we started. The Archer. This is a book that came out around 2003, and it's written kind of like The Alchemist, like a little bit more of a parable. But there's like little um, little prose things written on every page that you can almost use it as sort of a thought-provoking meditation card of the day if you want. Like, and just open it randomly and find little things that he says. It's just so full of gems.
Yes.
But I wanted to read an excerpt from this. It says, join with those who have never said, right, that's it, I'm going no further, because as sure as spring follows winter, nothing ever ends. After achieving your objective, you must start again, always using everything you have learned on the way. Join with those who sing, tell stories, take pleasure in life, and have joy in their eyes, because joy is contagious and can prevent others from becoming paralyzed by depression, loneliness, and difficulties, which is exactly what we were just saying. Join with those who do their work with enthusiasm, and because you could be as useful to them as they are to you, try to understand their tools too and how their skills could be improved. The time has come, therefore, to meet your bow, your arrow, your target, and your way. And this whole book, the archer, he does it through the parable of shooting a bow and arrow, becoming an archer. And it's all about becoming one with your intentions and your target and everything, but it's done in a beautiful way. But it applies to the, to life, just life in general, developing skills. I had one more thing I wanted to read from this. The arrow is the intention that leaves the archer's hand and sets off towards the target. That is, it is free in its flight and will follow the path chosen for it when it was released. It will be affected by the wind and by gravity, but that is part of its trajectory. A leaf does not cease to be a leaf merely because a storm tore it from the tree.
Wow.
It's still a leaf.
I love
and
that.
That's us. We may go through some storms and ups and downs and trials, but the arrow is the intention. We have to set the intention for the target. That in going to the target, it may have its ups and downs with wind or whatever, and you may have to take that into account from your knowledge to hit the target. But
nice.
Anyway,
oh my
Paulo
gosh,
Coelho or Coelho, however, he's Portuguese, Brazilian actually.
Brazilian, I think.
Coelho, I think is how you pronounce it.
Nice.
And
All
if
right,
you have not read The Alchemist, that's like a must for everybody.
It is. I love. Okay, I'm gonna piggyback on that because it just kind of fits a little. We're apparently going to read things. That's okay. Sharing is good. Sharing.
Well, it's funny because we start talking about it, and then it's like I got to read this because it's applying to exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. So, this last Sunday was my father's 90th birthday.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So he goes to this little church in Blue Island, and which is a south suburb in Illinois, south suburb of Chicago, and there's like 9 people left in this church. These churches are struggling so bad. They just merged with probably 15 people that were from a Pentecostal church in another part of the city that are losing their buildings. So they're all trying to, they've got these massive churches that they got roof troubles and heating troubles, and, they can't maintain them. And, they're really, so anyway, we're there. I go with him because I'm like, what do you want to do for your birthday? Spent the day, whatever. So, the minister was giving like some sort of little spoken piece, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of inspiring. So I remembered some of it, I added some of it, I changed some of it, and I'm going to share it because it's a little bit about hope and peace and making choices. Like choices take work. So anyway, it's called, or I don't know who called, if he called it, I called it, I have no idea. We light this candle. We hope for a world with more bridges than walls. We hope for a world with wide open doors. We hope for a world with contagious laughter. We hope for a world where trees grow tall and rivers run clear. We hope for a world where all people feel at home in their bodies, their worship, their communities, their homes, and their hearts. We hope for that world. We long for that world. We are homesick for that world. So today we light this candle of hope because hope keeps our hearts alive. As we continue to wait and work towards that world, may the light be a reminder that the wait and the work are always worth it. May we carry this light of hope with us as we come near home. And
Beautiful.
everyone
lit one little candle, right?
Exactly.
One little spark of hope.
Yep. Agreed. And I mean, it's not always easy, but we got to do the work. We got to keep that light lit. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I couldn't remember a lot of what he said, but I'm just start writing, and so it was pretty cool. So I'm like, okay, I'll share that today because, again, we're like in crazy time of energy shift, and it's like very disorienting, I guess. So, but yeah. And then what else did I have? A Mary Oliver, but I don't, let's see if we need to.
Oh, we have time.
Do we have time?
Let's hear
All
Mary
right,
Oliver.
let's do Mary. Okay.
I'll have to dig out my David White
I
for
know,
another
we're
time.
just going to read today, you guys, which is, people can see it so,
it's funny. This is one of those books that, like, I put it down, it disappears, and then it finds its way back into my hands when I need it. Like, it just always ends up back in my hands, and I open it up. It's kind of like, what they call that, bibliomancy or stickomancy, where you randomly open to a passage.
Yes.
This is a great book to do that with.
That is the coolest thing. Is that
like
the Archer?
The Archer, you hear what you need to hear, but I love to do that with any book.
I do too. It is so exciting. It's better. It's almost as better than the tarot cards or the oracles. Like, just open the book and be like, okay, there's my message. That's awesome. There was another thing though. When I was looking for my Mary Oliver today, I stumbled across Helena Bonham Carter reading Mary Oliver's Geese poem. And oh my God, that woman.
I love her. I've seen several of her videos where she's reciting poetry, and just beautiful.
So if anybody wants to pull that up on YouTube at some point, she is astounding. Gives me the shivers.
Yeah.
Okay. So today what I wanted to read for us is Starlings in Winter by Mary Oliver. So, chunky and noisy, but with stars in their black feathers, they spring from the telephone wire, and instantly they are acrobats in the freezing wind. And now, in the theater of air, they swing over buildings, dipping and rising. They float like one stippled star that opens, becomes for a moment fragmented, then closes again, and you watch and you try, but you simply cannot imagine it, how they do it. With no articulated instruction, no pause, only the silent confirmation that they are this notable thing, this wheel of many parts that can rise and spin over and over again, full of gorgeous life. Ah, world, what lessons you prepare for us, even in the leafless winter, even in the ashy city. I am thinking now of grief and of getting past it. I feel my boots trying to leave the ground. I feel my heart pumping hard. I want to think again of dangerous and noble things. I want to be light and frolicsome. I want to be improbably beautiful and afraid of nothing, as though I had wings.
We all have wings.
We all have wings, and we forget
that we can use them to fly a little.
Yep. She's so incredible.
She is. She always just speaks to my soul.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, we're going to have to focus on some David White too. I kind of forgot about him. I've been so in the Mary Oliver.
I have to go dig out some of my David White books.
Yes.
It's been a while. I talked to him after one of the seminars. I talked to him for a long time because I write poetry.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, we'll have to have some Jen poetry.
Yeah, I also do automatic writing. I love writing with my angels and guides. So like I'll write a verse and then I'll back out and I'll do automatic writing and let my angels write a verse and then come back.
Wow.
So it's like my higher self, then my guides. I love doing that, going back and forth with them.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's a good exercise. But but I was thinking, so like all the things, like maybe just thinking of things we can do that are peaceful, that are, you know, just maybe focusing for these next few months while everything's of things that are really peaceful and joyful and connected to other people.
Anything that pulls your intention back from the distractions,
Yes.
because there's a lot of distractions going on out there. So
Yes.
anything you can do to move that energy of distractions to come
Absolutely.
back and to be, I don't, it's not being self-centered, it's being a
No,
centered self.
because you're a balanced person for the rest of the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
Right. So you
For
come
your,
back to a center, and
yes.
bring that out into the world, but
Yes.
not letting the distractions, get you riled up too much.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and I love like my public library. They have like knitting circle. They even did a sound bath. I was like, way to go. Cause that's pretty, not a lot of people would, but they do a lot of things, talks on history, music. They have musical performers, the
Mine just
community
started
colleges.
finally a knitting crochet
I love that.
circle, so I'm gonna start doing that on Tuesday nights when I'm if I can make it in time, because it starts at like 6:30.
Yeah.
If I'm done with readings for the day.
Nice.
But yeah, I love my guitar teacher and his wife performed at not at our library here, because ours is really small. I'm in a village of like 4,000 people. But the next village over is a rather large one, and they have a huge library, and they were invited to perform there. So they did a free concert there.
Wow. That's so beautiful. And it's just that heals, that is peace, that is, in that moment of just sitting with a cup of tea, crocheting with other
Talking,
beautiful people,
sharing.
you're at peace.
And
That's
I
beautiful.
love it because, like it said, from beginner to experience, it's like, well, that's what I want, because I'm
Right.
not a beginner, but I need some experienced people to help me, because
Absolutely.
I crochet like hats and scarves and mittlets and things like that. I want to tackle a sweater, and
Nice.
I'm afraid to do it without a little guidance. It's like I need the wisdom of somebody that knows how to fit a sweater, because I crocheted one time. I've crocheted two. One ended up too small for me, so I gave it to somebody that worked for me, because she was very petite. I said, okay, I made this turtleneck. It's really pretty, but it's too small for me. And she loved it. She wears it all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
So
awesome. Yeah.
I need to get, because the sizing, depending on yarn size too, can change and stuff.
Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah, the other thing I'm doing is having friends over for like art night. We're gonna do art, collage type stuff, but we're gonna do like a recipe book out of it. So bring all your favorite recipes and we're gonna create a really cool book that you can, that's just joyful stuff. It's just peaceful
Yeah.
and joyful, and you don't have to be this or that or anything else, and you just focus on, the joy and the excitement and creative process, and that's a good way to
I
stay
love,
centered.
it's bringing the inner child out to play. And I love
Yes.
watching children, doing art,
Yes.
which is something else the library offers, a lot of crafting and art classes for
Yes.
the kids too, as well as the adults.
Thank goodness for
Um,
our public library systems. Like, I am forever grateful for them from when I was a kid to now. It's just,
if
they're
you,
awesome.
if you have grandkids or, young people around you, like get them involved in art.
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
Have
Or
art
even
night
the
like
Home
Dale's
Depot.
doing.
Yeah, even the Home Depots have started to bring kids together to like work on little wood crafts and things, like places for community. Like, we've kind of lost that. We kind of lost the VFWs and the Lions Club. None of that stuff is a thing anymore. So they're trying to find ways to build community, I think. Looks
Learning
different.
skills. It was interesting. I was watching a video about the rebuilding of Notre Dame in Paris after the fire,
Oh,
and um, they rebuilt it within 5 years. It's reopening now, and it was amazing. They have a rise in young people wanting to learn old skills,
That's
you
awesome.
know, because they're appreciating and seeing what's going on with rebuilding this, cathedral. The marble workers and the craftsmen and the carpenters and
Yes.
everything they have to take into account, to hold this new spire up that they had to build. I mean, remember watching the spire cave in to,
Yes.
so they had to
Oh,
rebuild it. Well, it's wood but covered in metal, and then they had to integrate into it also fire prevention for the future, so this doesn't happen again. But it it was really interesting listening to like some of the master craftsmen talking about there's a surge now of young people that want to learn this art that's about to be lost because there's so
it
few
is.
of us that know how to do this anymore.
Yes. And that's true here too. Like, I have a friend that just had this man, he just kind of did this pipe work and this and that. Like, it's a major need for the community. And he's like, oh my God, my friend said, you must get such amazing kids wanting to apprentice. They must be lined out the door. He's like, no one wants to do it. This is going to die with
How many
me. And I'm
people
like,
know how to carve
so
a
nobody
statue
knows
out
how
of
to,
stone anymore?
right. So, I mean, kids just, he's like, they all want to be on YouTube. Like they all want to be an influencer. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But, there's an art, like the work that he did was incredible. And it's, the artists, the art of those skills are so important and they're essential to our community. Like our communities need this work. That's such a valued part, but people are made to feel not valued, I think, when they do stuff like that.
And I think they realized too, with what happened at Notre Dame,
Mhm.
things like this will happen to ancient historical places,
Right.
in the future too. So there's a need to develop a bench of talent that can come up and help because, not just for France, but anywhere in
Right.
the
The
world where
world.
there's a
Absolutely.
catastrophe like that.
And how much a
Uh,
part the cathedral, how much a part of the community and the world it was, to see that, um, go, then
it,
that brings it home like, oh my God,
it,
it's a
it
huge
was a world
part.
effort to
Yeah.
help them to rebuild. There was one lady who took it as a mission to have a lot of people from the U.S. help. And I
Yes.
forgot how many millions they raised from the U.S. to help. And I thought, here's that thing, the Statue of Liberty came from France. And,
Right.
we
Right.
like the back and forth. It's like, wow, the millions of dollars that people gave,
Yes.
people that have visited Notre Dame and, wanted to help
Yes.
rescue it,
And the
to
sharing
those
of,
that have never been but wanted, still wanted to help it return to its former glory. It's beautiful
yes.
inside. The other thing that came out of it, centuries of pollution on the art, like the tapestries and the
Yes.
paintings and things. They were cleaning not just the soot from the fire off
Right.
of artwork, they were cleaning centuries of dirt that was
Yes.
embedded. And the colors are so vibrant on the paintings. Like I've been in Notre Dame, years ago. It's like I got to go back and see it now. Like, but
Wow.
some of the paintings I saw, it's like, wow, they're so vibrant now.
Yes.
That not realizing how dark they had gotten.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, that's something that brings us together in such a great way. That's peace. Peace in art. Art peace. Peace in creation. Building out of the wreckage.
Out of the wreckage.
Yay.
They say
Okay.
nothing lasts forever, but we can help it prolong.
Absolutely.
Things that inspire, things that bring joy. And to me, that's what some of these older cathedrals do.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh,
I'm not Catholic, but I love going in old Catholic cathedrals
me too. Oh my God. And Chicago has some beautiful ones. Oh my goodness. I just like to go sit when nobody's there.
because it was like the center of where art, was
Yes.
for through the millennia.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Yay. Are we ready for a meditation?
I think maybe we are,
Woohoo! All right, I'm going to mute myself out and Jen's going to take it away and then I will play
and,
some bowls
and
and
then I
some
will
gong.
mute myself out.
Okay.
anyone that would like to do candle lighting with me, I use tea lights so that I can let them burn all the way down. So every time we do meditations and sacred sounds of coffee, this tea light, I have a place where the cats can't get at it that I put on a little shelf, and I let it burn all the way down. So whenever I light tea lights, I do it at a time, because it's a form of a form of manifesting to me. So I like to let them burn all the way down. I've got some wax in the bottom of this. It's not sitting right. There we go. So I like to make sure that I'm going to be home for an hour and a half after I light a tea light, because I like to let it burn all the way down. I don't like to blow out a candle that's manifesting. I have my core archangels that I call on. If you would like to add any of your own, feel free. Any of your own guides. So Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, we surrender to your mercy, compassion, and healing. Thank you for my ability to see through that which distracts me from my intentions. Thank you for enabling me to focus on my intentions. Thank you for guiding my intentions, inspiring them, and surrounding me with inspiration. Thank you for surrounding me with allies that help protect my boundaries, to protect my peace in this space. Thank you for the peace that I feel in this space, which I can bring out into the world. Thank you for the inspiration around me. Thank you for bringing my harmony with the waters of life to ebb and flow with divine order. Thank you for allowing me to know peace in my own heart that I can bring out into the world to share. That was beautiful. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you. I was trying to get a solid heartbeat in there, loud then soft.
That gong, even when you went to other things, was still just reverberating. I love it.
Yeah, I'm building a good acoustic space here slowly. I'm trying to get the sounds.
When we first started the meditation, I don't think I've ever heard the cats this loud in this house before. They started a kitty stampede upstairs on the hardwood floors, and I had muted my microphone while you were playing. So I was like, thank God I had them muted because it was loud down here. So I had that along with the big gong. It was like, okay, and then they finally calmed down.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love this gong. We're coming together. I love just so connected when I play it.
I love watching I still call them the kittens, even though they're 2.5 years old. They play more gently. Like they love to play tag. They love to chase each other. But they don't wrestle so rough. They're not. They'll occasionally wrestle a little bit, like in the bathtub, but they're not rough with each other. And I don't know where that comes from, but they're really sweet to watch.
That's awesome.
But they can run on those hardwoods. You hear
that's so funny.
Gets me in the moment, makes me laugh.
Yes, for sure. Now come here, Rosie. Rosie's gonna say goodbye. She has her.
Rosie, quiet today.
There she is.
Hey, Rosie.
Yeah, you saying goodbye? You want your apple? No? Okay. She got her toy. Yay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. It's so wonderful.
We'll be back January 4th, I think is the Friday, first Friday in January, back on my channel.
Yep.
Thank you to all the people that watch these later. Yes. I know a lot of people that work during the daytime. They come and watch these over the weekend.
Yeah, it's so wonderful. Thank you, everybody. What a great time this is. Thank you.
Have a wonderful, peaceful Christmas, everyone.
Yes, absolutely. For sure. Yes.
And if it's not peaceful, find time to make your own peace.
Make your own peace. That's the cause of the day. Make your own peace. Thank you, everybody. Good to see everybody. Thank you for always commenting and chit-chatting and all the things. I'm so grateful. We're so grateful to keep this going. Yay. Okay, guys. We'll see you next time. See you in January. Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.